Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of GUTR, Google Trends Investing. I didn't check when I last posted a video, but I bet it could be a year ago. I still consider myself an active member of the Dumb Money Discord group. I got to meet some people in Vegas, but I also very much consider myself part of Alex, ticker symbol U's community. I've actually got a chance to meet him when he was visiting New England. We actually got to get coffee in person. So Alex, his channel is I still really value what he does there, and I got a nice little kick in the butt a little bit of I got a follow on Twitter from David Kwan, who's got quite the YouTube channel, and I got to watch a number of his videos of late, and I've been making a lot of excuses to not make videos, but I want to kind of jump right in and come up with some kind of a format that's easy, because this video that I do love the Dumb Money Live episodes that are lives that kind of go where the comment section goes. And this one there, Google Trends got on topic and Jordan was able to bring me up, and it was, again, I can tell that people still value what I put out there. So if there are companies you're interested in, please reach out to me on Twitter, Discord, or in the comment section below. So again, I think the selfish way I want this channel to work for me is to be able to post videos about the companies that I'm invested in, and then be able to get feedback of saying, hey, the Google Trends for the word Shopify and the word pricing, where maybe this was what got you a lot of money on Shopify pricing, and this is when you were hired at this company, and you could see I could see my clients choosing Shopify over Magento, and then BigCommerce as well. And I still think people are adopting Shopify more than they're adopting Magento, but the reality is this is declining. The reality is I need to make a decision now. Maybe not quite as extreme as what Chris says. Each day you hold the stock that you're deciding to buy. There is, unfortunately, the realization if you sell a company you really care about, and you believe that in 20 years from now it's going to be much bigger, or in 10 years from now it's going to be much bigger, there's tax implications to exit. But I've definitely been slightly shaving off my positions, when the reality is I should have been more aggressively, if not hedging. There's a number of ways in which I could have, and I've learned over the last few months since November, how macro doesn't really care how much the search volume is for the word Cash App and the word sign in versus Venmo and the word sign in or sign up. Anyways, I've learned quite a bit. So there's an element of looking at companies I currently have. I want to share companies that I'm actually very curious. So a company I recently added of late is Duolingo. So Duolingo searches relating to Duolingo and friends or invites and streak has been interesting to me on that. I definitely see the increase on that, and I've actually recently created a Duolingo account. My best friend, his wife's from Puerto Rico, and his mom grew up in El Salvador, so they speak Spanish in their home. I want to make sure I can outpace the 2-year-old, so I'm doing my best on my 12-day streak. But so these companies that I'm currently keeping an eye on, this was one for Cash App in the minimum age of age 13. I was very curious to see that Cash App has, since November, allowed 13-year-olds with a parent to confirm that they're allowed to be on this. And will that eventually create enough adoption where that can give them even further? I know them in some ways catching up. I think they've more than caught up at this point with Venmo. But people searching with Venmo and age and Venmo and 18 in red and yellow is still very consistent, but we definitely have seen since going back to when there was stimulus checks, and kind of the core reason why I took a big square now block position was because of the stimulus checks, and you could see the Cash App adoption was very clear. So that's one of the things I've seen of late. This is kind of a bit of a North Star for me of an example, but Monster and the word caffeine. I used to have Monster energy drinks when I was at college at Syracuse, and I wish people curious about what's the amount of caffeine in a Monster. I think that correlates quite well. So I'm always looking for what is the other ones that are like that. I think Sam Adams and Sam Adams and Near Me. There's if you read my tweets, the context is going to be a little quicker than me kind of rambling a bit here. But again, I'm hoping to be able to share what I've already done in this format to get more people to engage with this. And then again, the selfish purposes, I wanted more people to say, hey Nolan, if you consider this company, the company name plus the word login is up. I think you might want to take a look at it so I can get some feedback there of things to investigate. So one thing that I've done, and had a communication with the guy, Brian, I won't say his last name because I didn't ask him to kind of share this one exactly, but he's created this really great Excel sheet that for each company name. You can get the price, and then we have the 1-year view or the 5-year view. So one example is the 5-year view of Figs, so the one that sells the kind of Lululemon for scrubs, and we can see how that search volume, and it's just, if you pick the 5 words, it automatically generates it, so you can kind of keep these. I know the part of my process is that I haven't really looked at what the, I can see the slowdowns, and I haven't really necessarily been as quick to pull back, and again, as a way to control my emotions, I like to kind of scale in and out, but I think the reality is there's, again, hindsight's 2020, but I wish I'd gotten closer to being fully out than I am currently. But this also generates, and I have to update it because right now it still just shows when I populate the year-over-year view, once I picked one term. So let's do HubSpot in the word login. Is that it auto-generates the year-over-year view for this. So again, it's got 2021 numbers there, but I can see that, okay, so the blue being greater than red, that's good, but I don't know. This is a way to gather this information because I have a number of members from the Discord community, and again, it's been a few months since we've kind of been meeting as regularly, but we've created a minimum viable product, an MVP version of getting this information from spreadsheet form to live view. So we eventually have the vision of, okay, yes, I know what my Robinhood stocks are, but I want to have, and you will, again, there'll be some kind of curated elements where myself will create kind of what some of the, again, so the word adopt and dog is important for the word Chewy. So there's kind of more of these umbrella secular terms for it. You can pick the terms that really matter to you for these companies, and then you can kind of make sure that, okay, wow, the in purple here for puppies for sale is nowhere near what it was in April, and but it's still back in kind of in line with where it was. But whatever the company you can kind of put them in order. I do have this vision though that there's eventually an alert system, so we could see that, oh wow, year over year, if I look at a 3-month window of time, the search in volume for containing the word Coinbase is much greater than it was in 2020, and we could get some alerts relating to that. But it all starts with us, or I guess me, kind of organizing my thoughts and then having people. I think it's important that there is an element of like trust. So if you are interested in kind of helping kind of contribute to this, where I have this vision of like a human genome where we created searches that are relevant for each company, and then if we see alerts, we can kind of jump in there, even if they're not the most perfectly chosen terms. It would be still really important to even know the word. What's a good example of one? Just Roku without the word stock. So Roku minus the word stock, if it ever went up significantly over what it was the year prior at a greater pace than what it was the quarter before, I'd want to know about that. So I hope you can kind of see maybe how this vision would eventually be something that could be used. And again, I view it really as a community tool where if it's, we've taken the time to kind of curate these searches, and then maybe there's some voting elements of these are really important terms, and the community said, no, this is really important for figs. It's really important. It has the word scrubs in there too, so we don't get distracted by these terms that are maybe the food for figs. So that eventually over time we can kind of mold these searches to be kind of an overall signal. But the reality is it's Google Trends, and especially my dives into this, is just the beginning there. They really needs to attach this to the thesis element of, again, my first stock that really got me kind of thinking that's onto something was I could see at my company people going to use Shopify over Magento. So I created a dashboard that was really central to that idea. And I could see, okay, Magento is sliding, Shopify is climbing. I feel good that this period of an incumbent player being replaced by a disruptor is playing out in front of my eyes. So again, this is already, I wanted to keep this a shorter video, but if there are companies that you have in mind, please let me know. Again, I want to be a reflection of the communities. So I've done ones on Dutch Bros. So again, the refresher is if you just search on whether it's Discord, Twitter, GOTR and the ticker symbol, hopefully you'll be able to find whether my Discord updates, my tweets on Twitter. You can see kind of the recent, and I include this, the link in my tweet, so you can go back and revisit and click it and load it, and then you'll see, well, what's the most recent version. So it's not just the screenshot at that period in time. Apparently something's broken about this one. I'll have to figure out why that was there, but anyways, they should be able to load, and that's why I do them. But let me know on that. So yeah, if there's other positions I already have that you're curious for me to kind of go in further, but I'm really hoping, selfishly hoping, that there's ideas. Either you guys have an existing idea, or the company that you're really confident the revenue is growing, and you're asking for me to take a look at what searches might be important to getting a read if that continues. So, anyways, it's been a while since I've done one of these videos. I could really use the like or the subscribe. I'm sure the algorithm's going to hate me, but let the trend be your friend. and good luck out there. I know the market's been a tricky one. It's been definitely the trickier 3 or 4 months for me to navigate this one, but again, I'm still investing in me, investing in my learning, and I'm hoping that by putting this out there, I'll only accelerate that process. But thank you guys, and reach out. Bye.